Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Adelaide versus Gold Coast game. Yeah, that's the right game. Going through who went well, who didn't go so well, including one of my picks who had a shocking game and will be traded out now because he's got a 130 or break even, and even though he's on his bye, that 690k that he is right now is going to flop down to 600k honestly at this rate. And the Darwin games have ruined his season basically, and almost ruined mine, but I think I've gotten out just quick enough with him. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe. I'm pretty sure I fixed the audio, at least it should be better, the syncing of it. And yeah, let's get into the video. So as you can see here, Gold Coast 109 from Noah Anderson. Just had a pretty big second and third quarter from him, and 39 in the second is pretty big, but it wasn't really a marking game. And considering that AFL fantasy this year, 20% or so, or like 15 to 20% of scores are from marking, and if you have a dip in marking of 20-30%, you're going to see scores dip, and that's why we saw 1356 and 1396. So it seemed to me like tacklers should be doing better, but Raul didn't do that well. I mean, he relied a lot on tackles. Laird didn't do that well, and he's a tackler as well. So I don't know what's the go with the Darwin and who plays well out there, but I don't think there is a definite player that can thrive, I guess, in Darwin conditions. Then you have Lukosius here, 93. He kicked an absolute bag. He kicked 5 goals somehow. Ended up taking a couple of marks, it looks here. 37-point last quarter. Had a 6-point first quarter and ended up 93, but doesn't really matter because he's sort of that key forward that can drop a 30 or 40, it looks like. But he's a guy that can also get a lot of marks, so for him to get 93 in a non-mark friendly conditions is pretty outstanding. With 76, surprised he didn't get more, considering I thought there would be more like ball ups, etc. like that, and throw-ins. Jeffrey, 75, has taken sort of the Atkins, where is he? McPherson, even long Powell sort of role. Raul, 73, pretty disappointing. Glad that they didn't get him in, as he's going to drop quite quickly now. King, Swallow, Humphrey, glad that I went for another guy that we'll speak about in a couple minutes time, as he did a lot better. Casbolt, Atkins had a save of all saves basically in the space of about 5 minutes. He scored here, went on and scored 20 in 5 minutes, and also here end of the quarter he scored 9 in about a minute and a half. I think there was a point here where he had 11 points in 55 seconds or something like that, and you have here 17 points in the space of 110-ish seconds, 113 seconds, so absolutely huge from him to save it. Not the end of the world with his score. I mean, if we look at the AFL, not that, break evens, move my mic over a little bit. And then we go to Atkins, I'm guessing like 80, 78 in his bye, not bad. So he'll come out of his bye, probably that might get with the magic number change up to 79, but 79 for him, he's not really going to lose cash, and there is an ability for him to go 85, 90, 100 and gain some cash a little bit, reset that break even for the, I just need him to survive with a 550 or so price till round 16 basically, and then I'll be trading him with like Wilmot or someone like that, and getting him up to someone huge like a 800k guy or something like that, as Wilmot is currently sitting at 420. What is he? Where is he? He's somewhere here. Here he is, 423 for him. Yeah, I'm playing with 21 this week, it looks like. I think that might be actually not what my trades are at the moment. Is that exactly what my trades are? Yes, that is what I'm going for at the moment. And Wilmot 423, and I was able to get, hopefully with me going for an extra defender, I'm able to get 22 guys on. And I'm going for this split at the moment. It's always been sort of Luke Jackson is the stalwart of that. And there isn't really anyone else that I like. Brad Crouch I didn't like, even though someone told me about it yesterday on Twitter, is because he really is pumped up a lot by the Steele absence, and outside of that he's going 90.5, so I'm not going to go for him at 800k given that. And I'll wait because we have another round worth of data available next round with him, and we're still going to be having to move on those type of guys, so I think you can wait a week with him. So Atkins, we were talking about Collins, Fiorini, another bad game, and he's just losing cash now. Powell is losing cash, so I'm glad that I got out of him when I did. Long, Ballard, Rosas, Holman, McPherson, and this is the guy I was talking about. McPherson, I'm glad to get him out. That was a horrific game from him. Gave away 1, 2, 3 free kicks in it. And yeah, so that 3 free kicks alone would have got him up to 51. And if he had just gotten involved a little bit more, he could have easily had a 70 game. But yeah, just didn't get involved. And he is out of my team as I cannot be having 42s from premiums effectively. So I'm sideways trading him, I guess, to Luke Jackson, who has a break even of, if we even just think about this, Luke Jackson is not only playing, he has a break even of 62. So if he goes 100, he goes up to 730k. McPherson has a break even of 129, so that's a difference of 67 in their break even anyway. But Jackson is playing, and Jackson has a better role. Where I think if we look at Jackson, he is playing Richmond, and if we go over to DFS Australia, I'm pretty sure Richmond isn't that good for. We'll look at both L5 and L10 for Ruckman. Ruckman, Richmond, +2, L10, and L5 is Richmond is +0.9. So it's still positive, and that's good, especially because I think that Jackson will have a different role. And then also, if you look here, if we just took into account, okay, forward, they're down a little bit, and then L10, they are around about the mark, so it doesn't really matter with him. But with Jackson, I'm more looking at his L3, because I think that's a better representation of what he can possibly do at least. And his L3 is 93, and that does include a match against Melbourne, one of the tougher sides. Geelong, don't really know what happened there, but and then also you got here. So also, I'm just going to show you even more about why I'm choosing Jackson over McPherson, sticking with McPherson. If we look at 2022, and we look here, you can see here a 125 against Brisbane. I'm pretty sure he might have been major rucking there. So he has the potential to go big, and he still had some 40 games as well here. So I think he does have the ability to better that at Freo. So that's the reason for that. It is a very risky choice, but I'm willing to take the risk considering that he has gone 90s or so without with Darcy in the side, or these were with Darcy in the side as well. And he's playing Richmond, and then he plays the Giants, who even as a key forward he might go ridiculous. And then he plays Essendon, and he could go ridiculous there. And then that's probably all that I need from him, as I can trade him that week or something like that. And then you've got, so now moving on to, and then Uland, it's just annoying that he got a 3 and is now down to 247k, so lost 10k and lost his good break even. Then you have Dawson here, 128, absolutely huge from him, huge third quarter, and that basically got him what he needed. KEAYS, I was so happy I went for him in the end. I got a text from a mate with a tweet on it that KEAYS was going to get more midfield time. I'll try and find it, but it's probably somewhere down back in the long conversations that we've got. But yeah, just a 29 as his worst is absolutely ridiculous and really good for a guy that's at 564k. If we look at KEAYS, I think you'll find that he has a break even of 25, which if he gets 100, that's probably going to be 60k or so, and that's going to see him rise again to, where is he? He's 621, so even if he gets just a ton, which could easily happen, I think he'll go up to 680k or so, and 680k is absolutely huge. Like, he had a break even of 45 and got 1, 2, 3, and went up by 57k for a difference of 78. He could do that again basically and gain 57 or so k, and then go up towards that 680k range. but then that will have him near enough his bye. Well, it is his bye the round after, and he plays West Coast to Adelaide. So he could be on Tim Kelly. He could just play in the midfield, as I think they'll look to use him in the midfield. But even if he's up forward, he might still kick an absolute bag. But yeah, he's looked really good, and I think he even kicked 2 goals too out of the middle. So I think this is a good selection for me to gain some quick cash. It might mean that after his bye or something like that in round 15, I have to trade him out, but we'll have to wait and see, because these two are sort of very, very risky picks, I think, at the moment. But I think the more people that jump on to KEAYS, it makes it a lot more manageable. And yeah, that's the KEAYS selection. Smith 85, Laird 81. I'm glad that I didn't jump on him after his suspension. A lot of people were jumping on him when he got freed, and he had a stinker and has now got a break even of, I believe, around 130, 140. Laird break even of 126 and 947k. So he isn't going to get much cheaper, to be honest with you. He's gone down by 10k, so I'm probably looking to pick him up post buy. Also, if he can resurrect that break even, I think Laird, let's look at him. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so he drops out of 110 and then drops out of 107 next week. And if he can pick up a 120 or something like that, his break even should be back to normal. And you'd be able to pick him up for the likes of someone else post during round 15. Then we go to Miller, Fogarty, O'Brien, Rochelle, Scholl, Hinge, McHenry, Jones, Sloan, Thilthorpe. There's no one else here really. Rochelle 65 is disappointing from him. Miller at 73, meh. And then Saligo, McElhaney, Pedler 42, so not really helping. Not one of those rookies that is scoring well on the buys, and he's starting to drop cash, so I'd try and look to get out of him because his break even now is going to skyrocket. Pedler 70 break even. I think he could hit that, but if you can make a trade to get rid of him in favor of a playable rookie, I would do that, as you can get cash off the bench effectively. Saligo, Walker, McElhaney, Pedler, yeah, we talked about all those guys, and that's basically it. So that's the review there. I hope that the audio is now fixed and that it'll be better for the future. And I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.